Hey there team, and during an incredibly warm summer day, I'm trying to record this nice wintry Edoras battle. I really love Edoras in the snow. It's one of my favourite sort of changed maps. Minas Tirith in the snow is quite something too, but no, I think Edoras in the snow is better. We've got this sent in, not by the Allfather, by Beast Mode. So, he's playing as Isengard, and he has two Isengard allies, up against a Rohirrim defender, or Rohan defender, and a Khazad Dum ally. So I quite like that. Definitely something we can work with. So we've got the Warg Riders here on this right flank. I think Edoras is a great, especially when you do have Rohan on the defense. It's going to be very tempting for them to sally out. So if you've got something to counter that with, it's a very good idea. Let's get something I like to do on the snow maps. I actually get rid of grass. I think it looks better. I can see the argument for these little tufts of grass still existing, but it's the way I like it. Let's go up to 2 times speed for now. Anyway, Beast Mode's got Half-Orc Spearguard, and the backline's Pikes. We do often mention sort of Pikes are a little bit dicey to use on Edoras, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Naz high there. Baneguard, Berserkers, all good AP sources for those Khazad Dum Dwarves. Spearguard, Infantry, Crossbowmen, great Crossbowmen, Raiders, and Dunlending Clansmen, and some veterans there. Crossbows are great because, once again I say there's not much in the way of cover in Edoras. You attackers really can, if you have the ranged advantage, you can just power shots into there. Vivorax is his first ally, so he's got his Uruk-hai infantry, Fire of Orthanc, interesting indeed, and double Fire of Orthanc. Oh my goodness. Uruk-hai infantrymen there, then the line of Uruk-hai pikes, infantry again, guards of Orthanc, some trolls of the White Hand, crossbowmen again, and snagga skirmishers with some Naz high. Yeah, solid. Got no issues with that army really. Wouldn't mind an archer or two just to absorb enemy arrow fire, but I think when you've got so many crossbows, you might as well just use the crossbowmen to do that. He's got, once again, Allfather has double crossbows, and he's got double archers, great. Then snagga skirmishers, Clansmen, Raiders, Reavers there, good, Uruk-hai infantry, and then guards of Orthanc with the Berserkers and some pikemen at the back, and they do have a catapult. So interesting. A lot of the time people class the Fire of Orthanc as an artillery piece, so that sort of 1 artillery piece per team rule kind of applies to it. But I don't know. It is what it is. I think the Fire of Orthanc, if Vivorax is careful or intelligent and quick with it, he can definitely do some good work. Just sort of blasting there, and of course, it's not blasting through the walls. Not really an issue. You can do that with a ram on Edoras, but it's good to try and kill those around it. Anyway, so we've got Jev on defense. He's got a shield guard there, Orc Hunters there, and double axe guard, and more warriors. So it looks like Jev might be taking the defense of this side, shield guard up there, and that might leave Rohan on this side. Yes, Drushiotis. We'll probably go for Drush, I'm afraid. So he's got his Riddermark spears, Riddermark spears, Helmingus, and more Riddermark spears. Then Riddermark spearmen again, Helmingus, and Westmark spears. Then Riddermark archers, the catapult, which is already opening up. 3rd Legion infantry behind them. Helmingus, sentries, Riddermark archers, Orc Hunters. Oh goodness me, lots of stuff in reserve there. 3rd Legion infantry, Iron Watch, great. Shield Maidens, Sons of the Fallen, Medicelled Guard, of course. Seeing the Helm's Hammers and the Westmark Marshals alongside some Reclaimers, Sons of the Fallen again, and the Sentries. Nothing stored back here unless it's hidden, so that's solid. It looks like Jev is going to be taking this side primarily, and Drosh is going to be holding this side. They of course cannot attack up that side. They can get around here, but to do that you have to really bust in on that side. What I like, so I do often say, and I do fight people on this a lot, Rohan is a solid siege faction. Their throwing axes, mainly down to the Shield Maidens, and their solid spear lines. They can do some good work in a siege, both on defense and on attack. But pairing them up with the most sort of what I would say is quintessentially just the best siege faction, which is Khazad Dum, is a sound strategy, because it means even if we are struggling to use some of those fancy tools of Rohan, Khazad Dum can kind of just get the job done. Good shot there. Vivarax has lost one of his trolls right off the bat. That's quite a nuisance, especially considering how good the trolls of the White Hand are. No other hits, though. So we do need to be careful about this, because this catapult could be useful later on. Infantry there, not, and the skirmishers, not really too much of a worry about killing them. So got to be careful with that. Beast mode is immediately lurching forward. Now, what's kind of sad is the army with the most skirmishing potential, which is Allfather. They're the furthest away, and it would have been, if Allfather was here, I would really have been trusting him to just do a lot of good damage with his archers and just use up some ammunition with them before anybody actually attacked. Yeah, the Nazhai, if you get one hit into the Nazhai, I like it that he's using his catapult so early, but it's, I don't know how I feel about it, considering as well the attackers have a catapult themselves. But it does mean that he's going to be able to do this, and then he just doesn't have to micromanage the catapult. Like, the catapult's done its job to the best of its ability. Fire of Orthanc approaching the walls. You need to get these people back, Jev. Yeah, trying to shoot them down, I get it, but no, you're not really going to get any great work done with that, and most of them will die trying to do that. Yeah, Jev, these boys are dead. If they kick that off, which I think they're about to, then most of those boys is dead. Oh, do have to look for a thumbnail. Something like... No, it's unfortunate the model's not been recolored, but they're about to kick it off. I will try to get a picture later, I think. Bang! Oh, no! Oh, please don't happen while we're not looking at it. Please don't... Okay, right. Okay, no, it's a bit tricky, though. They are a bit buggy. Oh, dead trigger off there. As soon as we sort of looked away from it. But, are they all dead? No, a few of them are getting back up, so you can pick that thing back up and use it again. As I say, it's just an expensive way to do this, because you can do it with rams. But, saying that, it's kind of done a very good job there, destroyed half of this unit. Now, Jev's not a new player, he knows about this, he shouldn't have let this happen. Jev, come on. But he's getting away now. And yeah, so you can see beast mode just busting in holes. In a 2v3 scenario, you don't really have the manpower to hold the outer line. So I don't disagree with what Dosh is doing. He's kind of just falling back to these 3 choke points, but that is surrendering this position to an attacker, which they can then use to hammer you in quite a lot of ways. But when you've got 3 people on the defense, I would always recommend trying to form a defensive position on the outer layer. Another one of these kicking off. I do like it. It's funny. Bit of a weird strategy from Vivarax, but it's cool. And he, as I say, picked it back up, and these guys have picked that back up. Do we lose any more? No, just these poor roasty toasty dwarves there. But no. Then Second Legion Isengard moving forward. Oh, Jev's actually sallying out, which is interesting. As I say, it's just, if I was Rohan, I would have made sure that I brought all 4 of my archers, Riddermark, archers, and Helmingus, because the dwarves are not really going to be able to, use theirs to the best of their ability. That's interesting. If you could trigger that, it's very tough to get it to trigger against infantry. I don't even know if it really can. But no, I think Vivarax is happy enough. Oh, maybe you can kill some of these shield guard. But over here, beast mode, taking his time. Yeah, I would probably move my fodder up here just to claim this area. Oh, and also, yeah, surprising Rohan didn't take a single cavalry unit. I don't disagree with it, because I don't really take cav to sally out, but you can do some good work with it, as I say, and that does mean, but at least because the boys have probably talked to each other, they've not all brought a cavalry unit to counter. Oh damn, they've not all brought a warg unit, so that does mean that they've not actually wasted too much money. So we're at 7% of defenders already dead as these shield guard are burning once again from Jev. So yeah, no, that Fire of Orthanc has done a good job already, both of them. But saying that, they're quite expensive, especially going into the red limit on them like that. So yeah, they do need to pay for themselves. They do need to get quite a lot of kills, and maybe they've not quite done that. As I say, the Westmark infantry, they're damn good, but for their price, you just don't get many of them in that unit. You know, Rohan's infantry is solid, as I like to say. It's just expensive. But yeah, a lot of arrow fire coming from on high. And now that the Uruk-hai archers are in position, they can just start shredding things. I say that like they're a real threat. They're not going to be able to do too much. As powerful as the Uruk-hai are in melee, their archers are not amazing. Now, those Dunlending clansmen really were hoping to get their teeth into a Rohirric cavalryman today, but they're just going to have to settle for the Riddermark spears, who will quite handedly gut them where they stand. Backed up by the veterans, though, that'll be a bit different, because the Riddermark spearmen are going to be suffering that spear malice, and the veterans, the Dunlending veterans, are certainly not a bad quality unit. That's only one unit deep as well, so they could actually push through that if they wanted to. Helmingus opening up, absolutely point blank, but it's right into the faces of these guys, so I'm sure Beast Mode's not going to be too upset about that. They are made, well, they're brought to die. Surprised at the lack of there's no skirmishers here, my buddy. No snag of skirmishers, which is quite interesting. I usually would take a few of them, but that, he's got Bane Guard, he's really delved into his infantry, which to me always makes for a more interesting fight if you really do just go balls to the walls infantry wise. And oh, now these Riddermark archers hitting the right side of most of these guys, even with that armor upgrade that they've got. Oh wow, that's let's see, that's cool. Damn, that flag is so nicely textured, isn't it? It looks amazing. You can even see a little fraying there. Who the hell made that flag? That's so well done. Yeah, oh my god. Holy smokes. Anyway, so, yeah, okay, I'm using that for my picture. Yeah, no doubt. I say that like we might not get something better. Oh, this is a problem. So this side has been sacrificed. A little bit of... Yeah, okay, that's unfortunate for Rohan here. And a good use of these trolls, just powering on through there, exploiting that gap. So now that that position's been lost, we need to run as much as we possibly can get back. But these people can't really detach from that line. These people here cannot really detach from that line. So unless Dosh wants to try and really back up this position, it's not going to go well. So Jev he's lost a lot though. So I don't blame him for running back. They've already climbed it back up. They were a good 5% behind that we saw. 2% of attackers dead for 7% off their own forces. But they've already crawled that, well, already yanked that back. I don't want to say crawled it back. They've really pulled it. But Allfather is approaching now. There's sort of two armies slamming into the sturdy dwarves, but Dosh is backing him up. He is seeing that that's where the enemy is strongest. And that does mean Beast Mode is actually probably going to do quite nicely with his more heavy infantry focus, because he's got more men to feed into the grinder, which he's doing by himself. But no, this right side, because as soon as they're touched in the back, they're going to get... Oh, they're getting jabbed in the back right now. That's a real shame. Jabbed from the side too. Arrow fire from the side. So yeah, these poor guys are shredded, and we're going to have to consider falling back. Wargs coming along here. Good move. Okay, yeah, because oftentimes, when the enemy doesn't bring anything, your wargs are just kind of useless. So it's good to keep an eye out for situations like this. And an uphill charge like that is not really going to go too well. But from 193, that's a good few of them dead. Down to, wow, holy smokes. Yeah, down to 70 of them. And Helmingus aren't just archers. They're solid. They're a good sort of mixture unit. They're quite competent in melee after. And yep, that was a good catch from Beast. And now he's going to be able to get around the back into these archers too. Dang. It's quite chaotic, and yeah, this is definitely the point where you just need to, really make a big fallback. A lot of these guys are going to have to get sacrificed, but if you try to hold on for dear life to a position, you're just going to lose too much trying to save it. But holding here is a good idea. And then, yeah, I would definitely say trying forming a defense here and then something here too. But Beast does have the infantrymen. He does have the numbers to come around all sides. Don't think we're ready to do a final fallback to here yet, though. I think we do need to try and fight on this section for a time anyway. Naz High just standing menacingly. fire four, I think, just looking for an opportunity to do something, but the other one, of course, has blown up entirely. Now, because we've got 3 attackers, it does look like Allfather is going to be dedicating a few of his forces anyway to coming around this back side, which I really approve of. Whenever it comes to any sort of siege, within reason, I'm always a big fan of just attacking from every possible avenue while the wargs go around. That is crazy. Yeah, right. See, they fell back a bit too deep, and now all of these guys are just going to get cycle charged by the wargs. And they have killed a lot in these positions. As you can see, you know, we're not impossibly far behind right now, but it is messy. And yeah, they were slammed in the back, so it is falling back to this final position and just setting up a sturdy line of defense, which is that's something that the Khazad Dum dwarves are exceptional at. But that's a real shame for the people that were defending down here, because they were doing a great job. But now that the wargs arrived and just a push there, they're going to be wiped out. And this is 2nd Legion Isengard, so that's a real shame to see that happen. More crossbowmen. The fear I've got, the reason that I don't like falling back up here too early, is that you're just you're balling up and you're going to be just shot to pieces. Then your enemies haven't used up much of their ammo. This is an amazing spot, sitting with crossbows. We don't have any alerts hunting pack. That surprises me. Maybe there was a rule against that, but still, you know, sitting with something that can just sort of zoom right through the lines, or a catapult even. You can line a catapult up here. Maybe the unit size will be too big for that. But yeah, you can see how effective even these little pathetic arrows are. Just hitting these guys. Good stuff. Getting the Helmengas up front to take that fire. But no, with the wargs there, oh god, this is a very chaotic fight, which generally orcish factions like. They usually do benefit from that. These snag of skirmishers are by themselves. Oh, crossbowmen coming up, but even then, this is where, now of course Allfather wouldn't do this if the enemy had cavalry, but imagine just having a Riddermark cavalry, just get in there, bang, 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 lance these guys down 3 times, and then hit the next guys 3 times. Ugh. But getting an infantry unit down here, the Sons of the Fallen, can behave comfortably by themselves. There's only ranged units that are getting sent over here. There's no infantry to look after them. Uruk-hai pikes from Vivorax coming up now. But no, that's going to require a reaction from one of these two. So hopefully they will send something. The bulk of their forces do need to be sent forward, though, because this fight is properly underway. And it is just a case of, will the attackers use up too much of their resources over here before they can actually make anything happen at the back lines. Vivorax is running over there. Oh, we heard there was a shake there as the catapult opened up. I don't know. Maybe here? No, sorry. You definitely can't position yourself here. See, I'm bad with arty. I can't give advice when it comes to artillery. Yeah, I just don't really use them too well. But yep, the exceptional quality of the Khazad Dum dwarves, even the orc hunters of Khazad Dum in melee, are able to go toe-to-toe quite comfortably with all of these Uruk-hai. And the Uruk-hai are, no joke usually. Uruk-hai raiders, they're busted up and broken. Baneguard now smashing into that heavy armor, but it's good to fight with the pikes where they have done, because as I always mention, pikes on very steep surfaces usually will struggle, but fighting with them here in this surface is going to go all right. Oh dear. There's not too many trolls left though. Trolls are almost wiped out. They've been fighting well though. And the great thing is we'll be able to see all the attackers' kill counts, won't we? I'm thinking, by the way, pretty sure Allfather sent this one in to scout. So, but I want to make it clear, like, I've got no issue with you sending me a battle report even if you think somebody else in the game is going to send it to someone. I just have a problem if you are personally sending it to, if you personally send it to scout and you personally send it to me. I don't like that. But if you think somebody else in the game is sending it away, doesn't matter. I'm happy to do that, because I kind of try to focus on the other person, and it is what it is. You can't really take things too seriously. But so sorry about, I know people don't really like seeing a battle twice, but it's decent enough. You get to see it from another person's point of view at the end of the day. Catapult crew moving back now. It's not really been able to be used properly. But we're getting a lot of wavering here. Oh hell! Oh, boys! Oh my, yes. Okay, okay. That's actually kind of cool too, isn't it? Yeah, just the... I don't know, we'll see. I just like the slow movement forward as this line is shattered. And there's nothing to replace it right now. So the defenders are pulling it back a bit. And as I say, so much of the power of the attackers is on their ranged units. And with your infantry force up there blocking it, well, just breaking like that, Beast is maybe, I mean, he knows this himself, but like, you could have had those infantrymen a bit closer, Beast. Oh, good catapult shot though, making up for it. But yeah, these guys are broken, and you've got to keep in mind that percentage doesn't count units that are routing and routing off the field. You know, so even though they've only lost, even though the attackers have only lost 40% of their men, they might have another 5 or 8 that are running away right now. Allfather does have this beefy Uruk-hai infantry force, though, which I'm excited to see getting sent forward. Naz High being sent around here. That's kind of funny, because I expected this to be where Allfather was going to go, but it's turned out to be where Vivarax is headed. Oh, come on. Oh, team, I don't know about this. Like, the Sons of the Fallen will take a lot of those low-damage javelins. They really, really will take... They're shaking already, the poor little boys. Poor little slave boys. Just seeing the Sons of the Fallen, like, no, please, no. But still, it's a shame to see this. As I say, they'll shrug off so much of that damage, but it's not fun. Shield Maidens, are you going to open up? Those pikes, can you... No, you can't run around there. It'd be awesome if you could just stand on that. That's this position here, you know, just next to the Medicelled Hall, and just... Can you run here though? Because that'd be an amazing position. Because yeah, those Uruk-hai pikemen, just, you know, it's the natural enemy. Just like, it's just an axe thrown by a shield maiden. Fire arrows coming on in. Oh god, there's a lot of death. I think we're seeing a lot of friendly, well, not a lot, seeing a bit of friendly fire. It's only coming into the Riddermark archers. And that was coming from the 3rd Legion. I like that, you know, Jev's not, because there's so much of a threat from that catapult, Jev is not really filling up the front line with his boys. Oh, hell. You don't want that. You want that. Yeah, you definitely want that. And I think the second one landed okay as well. So, no, 1 friendly fire hit for 2 decent hits. Okay, okay. So, not lovely, but it's okay. And that friendly fire hit might have even hit a few of the Isengard. Oh, god damn. Oh, that's a bit nasty. Yeah, broken those Reavers. That's the issue with evil factions when you're using artillery like this. You know, the enemy factions, especially Khazad Dum and the like, they can just shrug it off. It's like, oh, what, you know, 5 of my dwarven brothers just burned to a crisp next to me. It doesn't matter. I'm a stoic warrior of Khazad Dum. But, you know, yeah, your Uruk-hai are like, yeah, dude, I just crawled out of the ground 2 days ago, and suddenly all my friends are dead. Whoa, that was a monster shot. Hanks and Medicelled Guard, that's a solid shout. Jeez, so... It's like we're getting it's like the Dragon's Breath cannon shots coming in here. Where is that positioned? It's positioned all the way over here. How the hell are you getting these shots? It's just a mess, basically. Like, it's trying to hit these guys, so it's just going wild. But I would have thought that range was maybe even too far from here, but I guess not. Yeah, so he's taking that bit. Oh god, another friendly fire hit, and the second one landed right in the exact same place. Beast mode, I'm so sorry. Allfather is just like shredding them. Yeah, those guys are running off. What we at? 51 for 68. So as I say, we're doing good percentage-wise, but there's a big but of how many men have we actually had rout off the field. And another, just hold fire, Allfather. It's just not going. It's not your day. It's just not your day today. Yeah, I always talk up that position about how powerful that position is, but that's really, it's done a lot of damage to the defenders. We're getting some good axes here though, right into the right side. These are pikes anyway, and so yeah, you can slam them right in the face if you want. Oh, ouch! We were hovering right over that. Interesting. He put his general in with the reclaimers. I've not really seen that done before, but yeah, cool. I'm down with it. The general unit, well, the general model would receive an armor piercing bonus to his attacks, which is cool, being part of them. And it allows you to more freely use your uber elites, which we're not actually seeing a massive amount of from Jev today. The attackers, well, the defenders, sorry, have actually pushed back there, and this is another burning sign here. A lot of Uruk-hai burning there. And I don't think that that was done by the defenders. I think that once again was done by the attackers' catapult. Oy, oy, oy. Shield Maiden's looking for a shot. What do we have coming in the back? As I say, because there's a real powerful attack here. It's shit. Oh, wow. Oh, this is great. That is a beautiful position for your catapult. It's absolutely shredding right down this line. Vivarax, you're doing the right thing here, but this is a rip in peace. And it's such a thin... He's trying to push through to get to it, which is... You know, that's good. But the Sons of the Fallen are not going to budge. They're dwarves, and they are very sturdy dwarves. Yeah, the poor Westmark Marshal just getting shunted to the side by a dwarf as he's looks like hold his ground. Looks like we've got the Guards of Orthanc. Yeah, Guards of Orthanc trying to get through, get to the catapult, which I think they've done it. I think they have gotten to that catapult. Yep, catapult crew are running away from it. Hopefully it's used up most of its ammo. Damn, a little bit of friendly fire there, but hopefully not too much. Yeah, it's alright. Okay, okay. Oh, a little bit of a push here, but it's a push led by pikes, which pushing with pikes is always a fear. Those Helmingus are all that's holding the right flank, though. Shield Maidens coming on forward. Shield Maidens can do all right, but, you know, in the front of a pike line like that. Medicil Guard ready to come on into the melee too. But yeah, Sons of the Fallen definitely wrecking shop. Wow, they're still throwing. I don't think I'd have them this close. That's a general dropped. That's definitely not a Dwarven general, so I'm pretty sure, and it's not a Medicil Guard, so I'm pretty sure that that is the general of Vivarax or Allfather. Does mean, oh, it's Allfather because the Nazhai are in the front line there, and the Sons of the Fallen are not caring. It's like absolutely the best of the Uruk-hai are just getting stabbed away by the Sons of the Fallen. They are such a quality unit. And there's a Helm's Hammer that is standing by too. He is so bloodied, and he is just continuing the charge forward, but you can just see the issue with the mass. Like, he's just getting held back. It's a continuous charge there. But he will... Oh, that's quite a pretty shot too. Yeah, get some banners there, maybe. Over here, we're seeing another Helm's Hammer coming in. The pikes are doing okay, but as I say, it's this steep surface. But the pikes are just not able to really function too well, and they're just sort of stabbing over the top of each other or between each other's legs, which doesn't really work. Good stuff, fire arrows too. And, you know, we've seen the attackers just get failed by their morale a few times today. And this is a juicy blob, boys. It's a very juicy blob. I think the Iron Watch are gone, aren't they? They've used up all their ammo. Which, yeah, they needed to. Oh, yep. Overwhelming push now from Allfather. Rotting meat coming on in, but that's going to affect the attackers too. And as I say, I think it's going to be worse for the attackers than it is going to be for the defenders. As an attacker, I just don't like using it. I don't like seeing it get used unless... right now it is only affecting the defenders, but still, man, like, you're going to have to pass through that. You're going to be affected by it. It's such a beefy line, but it's so much of it is pikes. And pikes are just... Oh, damn, those... so the shield mains are out of ammo now. All the shield mains are done. What have we got in the back here? Actually, Uruk-hai infantryman. Don't know where he came from. Catapult has been recaptured. Luckily, the defenders have not really suffered too much from glitched out units today. Yeah, Allfather here and Vivarax, his forces are just as a distraction. They're holding back the Helm's Hammers and the Sons of the Fallen. They're maybe not really going to be able to kill too many of them. Archers trying their best, but you don't have to worry too much about their fire. Crossbows just have not had their day. The defenders kind of fell back from that initial position so quickly that the very ranged focus of a lot of the attackers' army is just not really worked out in their favour. But we got pikes, yeah, really struggling there. Looks like the Westmark Marshals are pulling away because we need some more troops on this side of the front line. You know, oh god, saying that, it's sort of overwhelmed now. Even with the Reclaimers here, their morale is not holding out too well, and just the swarms of Uruk-hai around them. There's still this one. He's in guard mode, he's trying to get off that last one, but his last axe there, but he's stun locked. So that's a shame. Yeah, that's him going down. Snaga trying to find their shot. Good stuff from the catapult, just getting some last kills. Oh, some Helmingus, 7 Helmingus running in to block the path, and we do have those Westmark Marshals. 25 Westmark Marshals. They would be used well up against the Guards of Orthanc for sure. Shield Maidens coming back from routing, luckily again not being glitched out. Very, very good stuff from them. And Helm's Hammers, yeah. Just able to block out a lot of that damage. But it's not the best sort of ground for pikes. You know, they are not really getting the stabs that they want. But it's the Naz High that are there too. It's there's a lot of messiness here. The Helm's Hammers, though, will do not too bad. It looks like the Helm's Hammers are going to try to defend this by themselves. Uruk-hai infantry slamming on through. They might be able to swarm around them, but if they don't, then they'll take a lot of losses doing this, and it might not. Oh, what the hell? That's a shock. Oh, he admitted defeat. He admitted defeat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. That's all right. That's too bad. It was quite a sudden end there. I would have liked those Helm's Hammers to fight to the end, because they would have done a lot more. So as I say, there's 3 of them, so I will not go into as much detail about it all. I'll just call out certain things. Impressed with those Guards of Orthanc. I never really use Guards of Orthanc too well. As I say, elite spearmen are just not my thing. I say that when I use the Hearthguard of Amon Sul all the time, but that's different. That's because I'm using them to give them morale buff, not really for being in the fight. They're lucky if they get 30 kills in a fight, you know, for me. Fire of Orthanc there, 155, pretty good, and then 70 for the other one. All on dwarves too, you gotta keep that in mind. All Father there. So yeah, that was Vivorax. Of course, All Father here now. Naz High, ooh, ouch, but they were fighting some elite units for sure. General went down over there. Ooh, crossbows. So one of the crossbow units was able to do quite well. Now, 278 kills. Do we get to see how many kills he actually got of friendlies? Now, there is a way to work that out, but no, I will not do it. Oh dear, 278. Pretty solid, though. A lot more kills than I was thinking it was getting. The Nazkai from Beast Mode were kept in reserve. Not a bad idea. Just when you do kind of get the momentum, it's sometimes good to just hold back and just wait for the opportunity. Suffered a lot of friendly fire, as I say. Great use of the wargs, was chuffed to bits with that. And yeah, overall, not so bad. Unfortunate for the veterans. Was hoping we'd see some better things from them. But just the very solid Riddermark spear line. As I say, it's just a good way for Rohan to hold the line. They don't have pikemen, which that's kind of something I like. They don't have pikemen, but as I said a few times in this battle, Edoras is not great when it comes to pikes. So their spearmen are kind of better for holding the line than most kingdoms of men. Rohan is not really a Western kingdom of men. I guess, yeah, it is, I suppose. Most Western kingdoms of men hold the line with pikes. As I say, it's unfortunate. I think that was kind of just lost on the initial layer, you know, and how there was kind of the decision to fall back, but that decision didn't really trigger properly like when it should have, and like Drosh lost a lot of troops right off the bat. Jev should have seen the Fire of Orthanc coming, but even then, after the Fire of Orthanc, like maybe there was just a mix-up of communication, and just like when Jev fell back, Drosh just didn't, not quick enough anyway, and then yeah, we didn't really solidly hold those last few like the middle area. Battle started pretty good for the defenders. It was the mid line, and then it ended. To be honest, the defenders did the best they really could. They did use their ammunition pretty well, but it is how it is. But thanks so much for that. Love these sort of nice little themed fights. You know, even good versus evil is great. It's a lot more entertaining for me to have a themed battle. I don't really mind. Like, some of the best battles that I've been a part of have just been an absolute mismatch. And I commented on Mighty Eskimo's video. He just released a video, oh god, it would have been about 2 months ago by the time this one comes out, but it was a Tol Falas fight, and he was able to like piece together a story of why Lothlorien is fighting side by side with the bad guys and such, and I was like, yeah, okay, damn, that's pretty awesome. So it's always fun to try and work out, you know, why this is occurring. But no, a themed fight is always pretty solid. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you later.